However, as technology continues to grow and expand and become more far-reaching and more complex, we start to see the development of quantum computing. Hello everyone, today's video is going to be a little bit of a touch on quantum security. We've talked about this consistently throughout the last year. In the Discord specifically, you get lots of questions about this quantum security. Should I be buying more than one wallet? Should I be worried about this whole thing? Even if I have a cold storage wallet, should I be making it quantum resistant, or should I just buy a new ledger, or should I be okay with the one I've already got? And that's what I'm going to answer in this video. At the end, I'm going to give my final judgment on this topic. So whenever you hear about this quantum security thing or quantum resistance, I want you to send this video to the person that's asking that question. I think it's going to be ultimately very useful. We're going to talk about how to make a wallet quantum resistant if it's not already, like the step-by-step process. I'm not going to go deep into that for reasons that you'll see later. And then obviously my opinion at the end. If you watch these videos consistently and you're watching this one, but you haven't subscribed, don't worry about subscribing. Just click like, okay? Subscribing is fine. It's nice to have a nice number, but you coming back every time and enjoying these videos and clicking like on those videos is actually considerably more important to me. That's the ultimate show of support. So first, let's talk about what quantum resistance is. Essentially, when we're talking about cold storage wallets and when we have these Ledger Nanos or decent biometric wallets, all of those cold storage wallets are there to protect our assets from being taken from us. However, as technology continues to grow and expand and become more far-reaching and more complex, we start to see the development of quantum computing. Quantum computing is a whole nother level of computation, and essentially there's so many things that computers are limited to as it stands right now. An amount of calculations it can do per second, the amount of workload it can actually take at any given time. Quantum computing kind of reaches far past that. And so when you have passwords that you need to hack, for example, a computer might take a year to hack the most complex password, but quantum computing could do it like that. It's just a whole new level. And so when we talk about a whole new level of computing and security, how that's mixed into there, you obviously want to know the assets that you hold most dear, like our XRP, XLM, and XDC, all of these assets that we hold. We want to basically ensure that those assets are safe regardless of any progressions made in technology, aka with quantum computing. And so the whole idea of quantum computing sparks the question, are my assets safe? Are my assets in a quantum resistant environment? And David Schwartz talked about this, and this goes into the question, is my ledger, is my cold storage wallet quantum resistant? Can it resist a quantum computer coming in to try and hack it? And the answer is, the XRPL is in fact designed to be quantum resistant. And when David Schwartz did talk about this, he said this, and this is really, really important, and this is where everyone's worry comes from. Any wallets built on the XRPL are, as standard, quantum resistant, meaning they cannot be hacked by quantum computing unless you have created an outgoing transaction on that wallet. The quantum resistance is now lost. And so everyone starts to think, okay, maybe I need one ledger to receive the crypto and actually hold the crypto forever, and then now I have to transfer from a sending ledger to that one so that I can secure and make it quantum resistant. So that's the typical response that I've typically got. On the other side of that, people have started to ask, okay, well, what counts as an outgoing transaction? And so here's the answer. You can create validator nodes and you can create federated sidechains and all of that stuff linking to wallets on the XRP ledger. And actually it's any transaction that goes out of the wallet. When you formulate these sidechains or you formulate validator nodes, transactions have to go out of the wallet in order to establish that node, even though you're not sending XRP from one wallet to another. And I know this might affect only a few people who've actually gone down the route of creating a node, but any transaction, anything that happens going out of that wallet for any reason compromises quantum resistance. So essentially there are two ways to create a quantum resistant environment. Whether this is actually important or not, I'll get into at the end of the video. But the first thing you can do is actually buy a new ledger. As I said, you can buy that new ledger, send all your XRP or your assets to that Ledger Nano, and that has only received crypto. It will never ever send crypto out. But option two, quite interestingly, is by disabling your master key and re-establishing a key on the other side. Now, this is extra complicated. I'm going to go through the steps very simply. If you want to research this more and understand actually how to do it, I would make that decision at the end of the video when I tell you my actual thoughts on this whole process. But all of the answers will be out there for you to do that if you want to. So the steps are on my screen here, so I'm going to read them out. So the first step you need to take is to disable your current master key. In order to do that, you have to actually send a special disable master key transaction to the XRP ledger. You can do that using the XRP toolkit. They give you all of the instructions there on a coding level. And then you can do something optionally on the side there. You can actually manually construct the transaction using the XRP ledger's API. I told you this was complicated. I'm going to get through the steps really quickly. The second thing you would do is you'd need to generate a new key pair, and you would use that as your new master key. Again, you can use the XRPL toolkit to do all of this. Once you've done all of that, this is so complicated, you actually need to send a set regular key transaction to the XRP ledger, and that will assign your new regular key to the wallet. And at that point, I'll put the laptop down now, at that point, the wallet becomes quantum resistant. So you've gone through that whole process. Look, if you want to spend $150 to get a new wallet that is just quantum resistant, or you want to spend 5 hours trying to figure out how to code this and do it manually on the XRP ledger, depends what your value of an hour is, right? If you value having that capability, but you also value your time and you have an urgency to actually secure it and make it quantum resistant, you might just want to try and code it yourself. But if you don't want to spend the time doing that and you just want to get it delivered to you and you're not that urgent, you can just get a new ledger, right? So now we're at the end of this. I'm going to give my honest opinion as to what I think about all of this quantum resistance stuff. Well, let's look at quantum computing first. Quantum computing is basically new. No one's really got it. They're developing quantum computers, right? So quantum resistance at the present date, and at least for the next, couple of years, quantum hacks or quantum computing hacks are not a worry, especially, and I'm not speaking for everyone, but the low value of what we hold at this point, right? Me and you, the everyday person. Institutions, massive whales, they own significantly more XRP than us. And so if we were going to get hacked, it would be the whales, right? Because they have all the money. We're not featuring in that. And so for me, the answer is twofold, doubling down on the same idea. One, that quantum computing is not here, so we don't actually even need to be quantum resistant just yet. And two, we probably don't even have enough assets or value of assets to even tempt any criminal at that level to use quantum computing to hack us. And so my honest opinion, and actually before I give my honest opinion, if you haven't registered for the No Emotion drop in March, new t-shirt, zip up hoodie, go to nooemotion.com, register over there. And if you're not interested in clothing, click the join link in the description where you can join as a member on this channel. You get access to the Discord. There's lots going to be happening on Discord, but you also get access to ask questions and have me answer and bounce those things off of each other. So it's worth it. The honest opinion at this point is it doesn't bother me. I think if you've got a quantum resistant ledger, that's fantastic. You've protected yourself for the next 5, 10, 15 years when quantum computing really comes into fruition. At least you've secured it that way. But at least for the short term, it's not a worry of mine. I'm not worried about that. The only reason I would buy more than one ledger is so I can essentially do what the custodianship services do, where they shard the assets. When they do it, they shard the passphrases and the addresses and stuff so that no one can actually guess any part of the address. But what you're doing is a different type of sharding when you own multiple ledgers. All of those ledgers, if I was going to operate it like this, would be in receiving only, so receiving XRP only, and they would all be put in separate places so that any single one could drop out or someone could hack any single one, but they wouldn't take all of the crypto. So that would be the hedge that I would go for. But again, that's a limiting factor based on your financials. Can you afford to buy 10 Ledger Nanos in order to do that? And if you can't, that's also fine. You can just hold your Nano that you've got. At the very least, have cold storage. There's obviously official links in the description. I use the Ledger Nano X, but there's lots more, and there's Nano Stacks coming out soon. I'm not sure if anyone's interested in that. But what you have right now, whether you've sent XRP out or only received, that's just fine. I'm just happy that you've got a cold storage wallet. But I did hope this video actually helped you in the process of understanding what quantum security was, how to get there, and you'll see why I didn't go in too deep, because it is really complicated and very, very boring. And I don't think many people are going to go down that route to convert a ledger into being quantum resistant when it's just so easy to buy a new ledger. That's all for this one. Stay emotionless, and I'll see you in the next one.